Payday 3 was initially announced all the way back in 2016 as the next installment in the Payday series. I was super happy to know that this was in the works while I was getting really into the console edition of Payday 2, and was very excited when we got our first teaser for the game in December of 2022. Following this teaser, in the summer of the following year, we got our first look at gameplay and the announcement that it would release on September 21st, just a few short months away. And that September, the beta released, followed shortly after by the full launch of the game, and it wasn't great. However, that's all in the past. Today I'm going to go over my experience with revisiting the game from the perspective of a Payday 2 fan who hasn't really played Payday 3 much since the first month of launch. The development team has launched an initiative called Operation Medic Bag, which is a series of blog posts and game updates which strive to make changes that the community wants and overall move the game towards a better state than release. Think of it as sort of like Operation Health back in Rainbow Six Siege, where they slow back on adding new content instead of working on improving the core gameplay first. Many of the changes in their initial focus have already been completed and are currently in the game, while others are still in progress but are planned to be finished this summer. Starting off, one of the biggest changes is that the leveling system was completely reworked. No more doing challenges to level up in the game. Instead, you'll gain experience after every single heist you complete. The amount you gain is dependent on how many bags you grab, completing the heist successfully stealth or loud, and if you get all the rewards during a heist. These changes are great and make replaying your favorite heist a perfectly valid way to level up. There have also been many other significant improvements to a lot of other aspects of the game, such as the new adrenaline and overhaul mechanic, more skill points in the skill tree for more diverse builds, daily activities for infamy and C-stacks, the loud and stealth heist modifiers, and brand new first-person interaction animations, as well as the upcoming reduction of the DLC pricing, which was previously $18 for the very first DLC they released, but it is set to be decreased, and compensation will be given to those who previously purchased it, as well as those who own deluxe editions of the game. The special enemies are a highlight of Payday 2, and that's no different in Payday 3. Currently, you'll encounter up to 8 different kinds of special enemies. The snipers, which are mostly unchanged from Payday 2, sitting far in the distance and dealing significant damage to you if not dealt with quickly. The shields, which will lead the police groups and will bash you if you are close enough and leave you stunned for a short time. The naders, which are a new addition to Payday 3, they will throw smoke bombs, flashbangs, and tear gas at you. The smoke bombs obstructing vision, the flashbangs blinding you, and the tear gas, which will ignore armor and damage your health directly. The zappers, which Payday 2 fans will know as tasers, they will now leave mines around the map that will shock you if you step on them, and will pull out their taser when you're close enough. The cloakers, which are the iconic enemy from Payday 2, a little bit more annoying, but a little bit less terrifying nowadays. But they will still absolutely drop-kick the shit out of you and beat you senseless.
That's one batch done. Let's cook another.
What? That was not even fair.
The bulldozer, which are the chunkiest lads imaginable, they wield an automatic shotgun and will do a bull-like charge that will instantly down you when you get hit. The techie is the most recent addition to the game. They will hide behind these little refraction shields and they will launch drones at you. The drones will either shoot at you or they will charge an EMP that will disable your ability to gain the 3 status effects: Grit, Edge, and Rush. Finally, the FBI van, which, if you remember Captain Winters from Payday 2, similar to that. When it spawns on the map, it will cause an endless police assault, and to stop it, you have to find it and destroy the antenna on top. The special enemies in this game are a lot more interesting in Payday 3 compared to the ones in Payday 2, and offer some really cool abilities that add a lot to the heist. And while I haven't checked out the brand new modifiers quite yet, these all sound like a really good challenge that will add some variety to the tougher heist. Here's a list of the current modifiers in the game. These all sound like a great difficulty check, and I'm very excited to try these out once I get to a high enough level. The Heist experience has really been enhanced since launch, and the difficulty has been raised as well, despite there only being 11 in the game at the time of recording. Hey, Editing Pajamas here. This video was actually recorded and planned for upload last week. However, right after I finished the script for this video, the devs actually released their blog post about the upcoming Boys in Blue update, which actually just released this week. This update reintroduces Clover, along with her signature gun and a new LMG. There's also some cosmetic items and the beta for the upcoming offline mode, which is currently just known as solo mode. But when completed, when they finish this beta, it's going to be the full offline mode where you can play a heist by yourself with AI teammates. The DLC pack for this update includes a brand new heist, which I played it, and it's actually really damn good. The heist song is absolutely amazing, in both stealth and loud. There's some more cosmetics, 3 new weapons. There's an SMG AR and this new revolver, which is an absolute fucking beast of a weapon. This thing can actually just one-tap most of the specials in the game, and it's extremely fun to use. This update is fantastic, and I'd say if you were on the fence about it before, this is probably a great time to rejoin. And just see like what all there is to offer with this game. Okay, that's gonna be all from me. Editing Pajamas out. If you're a fan of Payday 2 and you haven't played Payday 3 recently, I'd really encourage you to give it a go and see what's new in the game. You might find you actually enjoy it a lot, especially if you're like me and you play the unfortunately very outdated console edition of Payday 2. Like 30 FPS is manageable for some games, but it is painful sometimes. I've kind of come to the understanding that Payday 3 is going to be vastly different from its predecessor, but that's okay because the team behind it is very committed to their vision. The gunplay feels amazing, and the simplification of the skill system is a vast improvement for newer players to the series. Although I will say I do really miss both the melee weapons as well as akimbo weapons, and I hope that eventually we will see them return in the future update. One day, my friend. One day. Starbreeze, you guys keep cooking up over there. I'm a believer that you'll make this game into a classic eventually. And one extra shout out to the Payday Twitter man. There's totally no bias in this video just because you follow me on Twitter, hee. But seriously, if you are at all a fan of the Payday series, check out Payday 3. I had a ton of fun with this revisit, and I'll probably continue to follow the Operation Medicback blog post and see where the game goes from here. It isn't perfect yet, but let's be honest with ourselves, most games aren't.